Hello there, here's Fernanda Paiva, Hitchhiking Stars, back again to give you some insights about the lunations. So let's talk about this all-important, very, very transformative and powerful new moon happening on the 24th of July, 2025 at 2 degrees Leo. So there's a new moon coming at the very early degrees of Leo. And this isn't just any ordinary new moon. This new moon is making aspects with every big planet. So forming a very tight aspect to Pluto, to Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus as well. All the heavyweight in astrology. So that's a big, big one. And this is a very, very important cycle, albeit intense as well, potentially. So let's talk about it. As usual, I'm bringing here to you the Sabian symbol so we can have a look at the imagery for this new moon, for the 2nd degree of Leo. And then I'm also going to chuck in the mixture, like I did with the full moon Capricorn. I'm going to talk a little bit about the imagery in the minor arcana card associated with this particular degree of Leo as well, and see how they relate to each other, see what we can get from this imagery together, and then obviously have a look at the chart. The chart is open right in front of me, and I can't wait to talk a little bit about it with you, because I really feel this is a really special, important, intense, regenerating, transformative lunar cycle ahead of us. So let's talk about it. Now, for the Sabian symbol of the 2nd degree of Leo, we have this imagery. A middle-aged woman, her long hair flowing over her shoulders and in a braless, youthful garment. So it's a middle-aged woman, her long hair flowing over her shoulders and in a braless, youthful garment. So there are a few things that called my attention. At first, I thought it was an odd imagery. And then, as I continued to reflect, there were a few bits of this imagery that catches my attention, really. So first, we're talking about middle-aged woman. So someone more mature. When we think about middle age, we think about Uranus opposition. This is one of the classic astrological transits from middle age. And the Uranus opposition usually happens at age 42, which is classic middle age crisis in astrology, we call it. So middle age has a bit of a Uranus energy there. Obviously there's a Neptune square Neptune as well, but Uranus opposition is very, very classic for the middle age crisis. So there's something about Uranus energy here, because this middle-aged woman, her hair very long, flowing in a braless and youthful garment. She's not wearing a middle-aged garment. So there's something about subverting expectations in this imagery as well, right? A middle-aged woman wearing something youthful. And yes, I know in our society there's a big thing. Youth is very, very important, and people want to look youthful even when they're in their 70s, 80s, etc. And there is a lot to say about this, in particular in Western society, as a rejection of aging and ageism as well. However, this symbol has been written a very, very long time ago, when this notion was very much subversive. A middle-aged woman, braless, and in a youthful garment was very subversive. So let's go with that. And there is a sense of subverting expectations. And that's kind of a Uranian energy as well, because Uranus is about unexpected turns of events, unexpected situations, weird, odd, etc. So there's something about her, this lady, from this imagery that's subverting expectations, that's potentially freeing. Those are some key words I was thinking about when I thought about the Uranus opposition. So freeing, liberating, and authenticity as well, which is another important keyword for both Leo, which is where this new moon is, and Uranus and the Uranus opposition and middle age, right? Middle age as a person becoming more and more authentic, right? Being unapologetic yourself. That's one of the best gifts that aging can give us, right? So there's something about authenticity here as well. Now, some of the other things that I wrote in connection to the Sabian symbol was vitality, because there's a youthful garment. There's a sense of youthfulness. And youthfulness and vitality with the hair flowing as well. The hair is flowing, is not tight in a bun or a ponytail or somewhere behind it. It's flowing. And the hair flowing is a great imagery for Leo as well, right? The mane and that sense of power that the hair can also be connected to. So vitality, so youthful, playful, non-conforming, as I said before. And there's a sense, because there's an authenticity here and subverting expectations that we talked about. So because of that, there's also a sense of self-expression and creativity, right? The hair flowing gives a sense of freedom, as I've mentioned. And the braless is talking about comfort, right? It's comfortable. Whoever wears bras and is adhering to these voice notes knows that one of the first things we do when we get home is to take it off, is to really free ourselves. There's a sense of freedom in that, and there's a sense of comfort, being comfortable. So this imagery is bringing all of these different themes. Now, what's particularly interesting is that this new moon is in almost exact opposition to Pluto. And we're talking about transformation here. We're talking about power struggles, who we are authentically, and what others expect us, or how others expect us to be, or what society wants us to be, how society wants us to be, right? Is the Leo Aquarius axis. Leo, me, myself, my authenticity, my passions, right? Telling my story. And Pluto in Aquarius is saying, who cares? It's about the collective, it's about the group, it's about society, it's about collective change and ideals as well. So there's a struggle here between these two. And with that, we receive an invitation to ponder on that measurement yet again. How can I be my most authentic self and bring valuable contribution to the collective? Because it's not about just going all rogue and all individual, all full-on Leo, but it's also not all self-denying, going all Aquarius. Pluto in Aquarius is all about the collective, etc. So where is the measure? Where is the middle path here between the two? And obviously a new moon in direct opposition to Pluto like this, we'll be talking about a whole cycle that is very transformative and potentially intense. Invites us to visit and revisit and ponder on reclaiming our power, our freedom, our creativity, our authenticity, and still play an important role within our communities as well. What can we offer to the community that can transform the lives of other people as well? So there's a lot there with our opposition to Pluto. Interestingly, the tarot card for the first decan of Leo, which the second degree is part of, is the 5 of Wands. So the 5 of Wands in the Rider-Waite is a group of people, and they are competing, they are fighting each other. There is a very dynamic energy in this card. And I really think this card is a great imagery here for the opposition to Pluto as well. As a power struggle, as a way of finding our place within a group. How do we do that dance? How do we still feel special and unique amongst the group? And the 5 of Wands can be talking a lot about that, because it's the card associated to Saturn in Leo. How do we shine our lights without necessarily dimming anybody else's lights? Because there's a sense of competition there. There's so much in this that I could talk about, but I really need to mention a couple of aspects that this new moon is also forming. So obviously, as I said, there's an opposition to Pluto. The aspects from this new moon to all of the outer planets do tell me that this is very powerfully important as a new cycle. That's something that's important collectively, not just for us, each one of us individually, but very, very much so when it comes to the collective and society. So the opposition for Pluto, talking about rebirth through this lunar cycle. Then we have a trine to Saturn and Neptune in Aries. So a way of channeling and healing that sense of individuality there, because it's in Aries, creativity, self-expression. And then we also have this new moon forming a sextile to Uranus at 0 degrees Gemini. And Uranus trine to Pluto. So things are like picking up speed in that process of evolution, evolvement, etc. This is big. It really is big. And Mercury is also retrograde during this new moon. So it's also a time to ponder and rethink and reassess some of these questions, some of these things around authentic communication, around being aligned with our hearts and being a team player at the same time. Follow your heart and passion, but also don't forget that you're part of a team, part of society and the community and a larger world. So this is a big one. And I hope that you can really make the most of these energies and set some powerful intentions to heal your sense of authenticity. Be like that middle-aged woman from the Sabian symbol, browless and with a youthful garment and with the hair flowing, free. So that's it. I hope this has been helpful. And that you have a wonderful new lunar cycle where you can really tap and reclaim your power. And I will be speaking to you all soon. So take care. Bye-bye now.